Honestly, it's not a stretch to say air travel brings out the worst in some passengers. You'd be surprised how many people behave badly on the plane. Feet on the bulkhead and playing loud music. Flight attendants have seen it all, and some behaviors get under their skin. So let's talk about 15 annoying things that could land you in the crew's bad books. Pressing the call bell excessively. The airplane call button isn't some game show buzzer. Don't be that traveler who uses it for every single thing. Extra drinks, a blanket, or more snacks. Sure, the flight attendants are there to serve you, but save the ringing for actual emergencies or when it's warranted. Your simple request might be holding up the crew's response to another passenger who needs urgent attention. You can ask for whatever you want when flight attendants come around or walk over to the galley when the seatbelt light is off. Going to the galley also gives you a chance to move your legs, so why not? Regarding seatbelt lights, why do some flyers compromise their safety and everyone else's? Standing up when the seatbelt sign is on. The seatbelt sign is typically illuminated during taxi, takeoff, landing, and potential turbulence. It's not your cue to stretch, use the restroom, or grab your bags before deplaning. Getting up when you should be seated and buckled may make you lose balance or even throw you forward or sideways. As you can imagine, your action puts you and fellow passengers at risk. It also distracts flight attendants from other activities because they're forced to address the issue. You shouldn't ignore the seatbelt sign unless it's an emergency. Still on safety, those who unfasten their seatbelt when they shouldn't are also likely to dismiss the safety demo. Ignoring safety instructions. You can't miss the in-flight safety briefing, whether or not you're a seasoned traveler. Airlines are legally required to provide the information, and they do it manually or through the infotainment system. Frequent flyers may be tempted to roll their eyes and ignore the instructions, but the consequences could be fatal. There are common parts of aircraft design, but planes have varying layouts, exits, and evacuation procedures. Reminders don't hurt, plus tuning out is disrespectful to the crew. Some passengers misbehave even before they board the flight and hope no one notices. While you wait to find out how, hit like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell. You'll be the first to know when next travel content like this drops. Bringing overweight carry-ons. I get that you want to avoid checked baggage fees, but you shouldn't push the weight and size limits. Flight attendants hate it when you cram a bag the size of a fridge into the overhead cabin because it slows down boarding and may be hazardous. Stay within the airline's restrictions. If a personal item bag is allowed, ensure it fits under the seat in front of you. More importantly, if you can't lift your luggage into the overhead stowage unaided, that bag probably belongs in the cargo hold. No flight attendant deserves a back or shoulder injury just because you brought your whole house on board. Lugging a huge carry-on is only half of the boarding chaos. Doing what comes next will draw sighs from even the most professional flight attendant. Boarding without being organized. Seriously, what's the point of rushing onto a plane while rummaging through your bag? When your flight essentials aren't packed and handy, you take more time to get to your seat. This, of course, delays and frustrates everyone else who has to wait for you. Just like that, a seemingly small task disrupts the boarding process. If you don't want to get stares from the crew and co-travelers, organize your personal items and make them accessible before leaving home or your gate area. Let's address another way poor timing manifests. Using the lavatory during boarding. This isn't as harmless as it seems. It's 100% a no-no. You mean you left the dozens of bigger and potentially cleaner restrooms at the airport terminal to head into the lavatory mid-boarding? It's not a good move, so try to do your business before boarding or wait till after takeoff. Flight attendants run on strict deadlines to manage passenger flow and secure the cabin. If you go to the bathroom at this time, you'll cause unnecessary congestion in the aisle, hold up seat assignments, and annoy others trying to get settled. Trust me, it's not a good look. You know what else isn't a good look? Being the reason a flight attendant cringes. Walking around barefoot, going without shoes, or worse, sockless on a plane, can be perceived as a lack of basic etiquette. The airplane is a shared space, and bare naked feet may be off-putting to many flyers. Okay, maybe it's not a big deal when you're on a long-haul flight, but at the very least, you should keep on clean socks or slip-ons. Social norms aside, walking around a plane without shoes is unhygienic. Crew members have encountered all kinds of spills on airplane carpets, which are hardly cleaned during the daily shifts. It's even worse when you go to the toilet with bare feet. And just so you know, what you see on the wet bathroom floor is most likely not water. By the way, there's more to hygiene and scents when traveling at 30,000 feet. Releasing strong smells on board. From the sweaty feet odor because someone thought it wise to remove their shoes to another passenger's fragrant meal choice, almost every flight attendant has had multiple unpleasant experiences. Scents linger in the cabin, and when you're on a plane load of people with different sensitivity levels, even your signature perfume can be a problem. Respect the shared space and make deliberate choices. Deodorize your shoes in advance, pack neutral-smelling foods, and maintain good personal hygiene. Away from recycled cabin air, is airplane food worth it? You probably never know until you witness a flight attendant deal with a hangry passenger. Taking menu options personally. Flight attendants shouldn't get the flack for a missing menu item. If your preferred snack or beverage isn't available, go for the next best option. Throwing a fit only creates unnecessary tension, and who knows, the second choice might surprise you. If you're a picky eater or have dietary restrictions, bring your food or pre-order a meal at least 48 hours before your flight. Also, don't be that traveler with no regard for time. Check the menu and decide on something before the cart rolls by. If you'd rather not choose, tell the flight attendant to surprise you. Enjoying in-flight service is all well and good, but what happens to the volume of litter left behind? Leaving trash everywhere. Placing trash bags in each seat back pocket isn't a common practice among airlines, but it's not a good enough excuse for the antisocial behavior of many passengers. They treat the cabin like their personal receptacle. Use tissue in seat pockets, plastic wrappers on the floor, and leftovers under the seats. Airline staff typically walk around to collect trash. Wait for the collection runs or use the trash bags if available. By all means, don't hand them your litter during boarding or takeoff. Just when you thought you've seen it with the in-flight garbage, someone decides to cross another line. Changing a baby's soiled diaper on the passenger seat. Agreed, flying with a baby can be tough, but it's not a pass to turn a seat or tray table into a changing station. Not only is it unsanitary, it's also inconsiderate to everyone around you and the next unassuming person who will use the seat. More and more lavatories have changing tables. Go there when you need to handle diaper duty. Now we head straight to something quite tricky. Asking for mid-flight seat changes. A coveted empty aisle seat or a vacant row catches your eye. You inform the flight attendant, but they want you to remain in your assigned seat because a seat switch could throw the plane off balance. That said, they may consider your request if your seatmate's habit is making you uncomfortable or you're a parent separated from your kid. This is why you shouldn't move your seat without getting permission. Flight attendants are in a better position to assess the situation and reseat you as they deem fit. If you're going to ask for a seat change, at least show some interest in the conversation. This brings us to the next point, ignoring headphone etiquette. As a matter of courtesy, remove your headphones or take one earbud out when engaging in a conversation. It's downright disrespectful for a flight attendant to have to repeat themselves, read your lips, or raise their voice. Do what's right to signal your attentiveness and be mindful of sound leakage. Basic human decency still applies at 30,000 feet, poking flight attendants to get their attention. I mean, nobody wants to be grabbed at or touched while doing their job. Saying, "excuse me," or waving gets the job done in the sky as much as it does on the ground. If a flight attendant is speaking to another traveler, give them a minute to finish before coming to you. While there are people who are always in a hurry to get off the airplane, there's another group of people on the other side of the divide. Delaying disembarkation. It's finally touchdown. Every passenger should wait their turn after the seatbelt sign is off. However, some people hold up the exit while taking forever to lace their shoes, stretch, repack carry-ons, put on their coats, or go for a last-minute bathroom trip. Meanwhile, the people ahead of them are already off the aircraft. This behavior delays the cleaners, flight attendants, and tests the patience of other passengers. After all is said and done, being a thoughtful traveler doesn't take much, but it makes a huge difference. Have you been guilty of these mistakes? Feel free to share in the comments. See you in the next video.